Smart glasses arms race. Meta and Harvard dropouts compete. The battle to define the next generation of smart glasses is heating up. CNBC reports that Meta will unveil its first consumer-ready glasses with a display, codenamed Hypernova, at its Connect conference next month. It'll be selling for about $800 in partnership with Exelia. The glasses will feature a small display in one lens and pair with a neutral wristband that lets users control them with hand gestures. Meta executives say this is a stepping stone toward full augmented reality devices. But just as Meta prepares to launch, a pair of Harvard dropouts are trying to outflank the tech giant. According to TechCrunch, their startup, Halo, is releasing $249 always-on AI glasses that record and transcribe every conversation you have. Let me say that again. Glasses that record and transcribe every conversation you have. Co-founder Kane Adrifio says the device gives wearers infinite memory, though privacy advocates warn it could normalize covert surveillance, with Meta prioritizing brand safety and Halo betting on disruption. The future of smart glasses may be shaped as much by consumer trust as by cutting-edge hardware. Okay, so what's the real message here? Like it or not, whether it's from Meta, Facebook, startups like Halo, we're very quickly going to get to the point where people wearing this could be recording every single thing you say and do. And regulators can try to stop it. Scolds can try to stop it. I think it's coming, and you've got to be prepared because it is going to create a whole new world. Okay, let's dig a little deeper here. Is this a good thing? Like most technologies, it's a mixed bag. To be able, certainly if you have a incredibly significant career and you are a world figure, for you or your biographer to be able to sift through every conversation you had in your whole life is going to be incredibly useful and insightful and helpful. For anyone who does any kind of business, to be able to instantly pull every conversation you've had with clients and pitches and figure out what worked so I can make my next one better is going to be helpful. If you're getting client proposals to people and you want to recount the most important elements that they brought up in a pitch meeting, this is going to be really helpful. But it's not so simple. If every single conversation you have with any human being, you're always thinking about, how is this going to look? Say I'm 15. How is this going to look in 15 years when I want to be a CEO of a company? Are you going to be upfront with people? Are you going to admit failures? Are you going to admit vulnerability? Are you going to admit emotion? Or is this going to make all of us feel like, oh, I'm on TV now, let me be fake and phony? Is this going to destroy human intimacy? That's the big question. And I don't think anyone has the answer right now. The history of a new interesting technology that's inexpensive, but that harms people's privacy and regulators snuffing it out, not very good. When technology comes out and it's inexpensive and there's use for it, it tends to proliferate. Now, it may very well be that Meta puts enough safeguards, and now they are, to their credit, and these are not Meta glasses. A light comes on if you're recording. So it's sending a message to people that they are being recorded. Although if you don't know that's what it means, or you turn it on and you turn around and you didn't notice the light was on, you're not going to know. But for a new startup, you got to figure, what do you have to lose? I mean, if you're a couple of 20-year-olds, as these kids are, and someone's willing to give you $10 or $20 million of venture capital, I think your attitude is kind of like the founders of YouTube. It's like, let's get this thing up and out and worry about legalities later. The starters of YouTube said, we're not going to worry about all these copyright violations. We're just going to raise a bunch of money and make it easier than any other platform for putting up video. And we'll deal with the lawsuits later. And you know what? They sold it for $1 billion, more than $1 billion, a little more than a year. It worked out for them, and it's worked out for Google, the parent company of YouTube. What's going to happen here with these smart glasses? I do think there's a void here. You know, Steve Jobs got a lot of credit, deservedly so, for really popularizing the MP3 player, the iPod, really popularizing the iPad, which I'm using right now for my teleprompter, for popularizing iWatches, which I do use, And I'm not compensated, as believe me, I'm compensating Apple. And for a few, some good listening devices, but you have to ask yourself, as a lot of investors do and analysts, what in the world has Apple come up with lately that's a new product? It's been a long time since something really groundbreaking that took over the culture. Yeah, they've tried a headset. I don't really hear anyone talking about that. So it may very well be that glasses are the next big thing. Now, Meta has been in this space, and I did try on some of the Meta glasses in the last 2 months at a store, and the person at the lens crafter where I was in the Boca Raton Mall said, hey, these are sold out for the next 2 months. It's frankly when I purchased these glasses. These are just regular glasses. I do anticipate getting some of those glasses because I do see a lot of utility, not because I want to secretly record every conversation with every neighbor or friend, but I do see a lot of value in, let's say you're driving down the highway and you see a sign that has a word you don't know and just saying, hey, what does that word mean that I just saw? And having it either tell me through the speakers. Also, I'm of an age now where I don't think it's happened yet, but I'm not that far away from the hearing not being quite as good as it used to be. These glasses can feed in any conversation you have and augment it, increase the volume. You have to wear hearing aids. So there are many, many potential values to these smart glasses. So I think they're coming. What I don't know is how will society grapple with the fact that it really could fundamentally change all human interaction. There's going to be some push for regulation. I'm not that optimistic it's going to be successful. It might succeed in scaring away Apple or Meta from launching these at scale. But for a small startup, there is tremendous, tremendous opportunity. Now, Meta's Reality Lab lost nearly $70 billion since 2020. They're spending a lot of money on this, and they're not afraid to lose money. But ultimately, Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his flaws, and he has plenty, he likes to make money. And if he doesn't succeed at first, he eventually does come around and figure things out. They launched, or the Halo launched at $249. When I was at my lens crafters recently, the Meta glasses were about that same price. Now they're about to launch this $800 version that is going to be a combination. It's a partnership between Ray-Ban, which they already have, Prada, and part of a new brand, and it's going to be combined with some kind of a wrist thing that will allow you to connect and give it instructions. But the idea of having infinite memory, of just being able to say to your glasses, oh, what was the name of those flowers I was admiring from my neighbor a month ago when I drove by in springtime? And to have it instantly be able to recall a conversation you had saying to your neighbor, oh, I love those 4 o'clocks, could really change how people remember the world, interact with the world. It also could make our memories lazier. Certainly, the reliance on a GPS has destroyed a lot of people's abilities, including my own, to remember basic directions to get anywhere. I halfway kid that certain members of my household need a GPS to figure out where the restroom is because we can get so lazy. There is very much a chance that these glasses make us even lazier, but I do think it's coming. And once again, we've seen so many breakdowns in the basic concept of privacy in our world in the last 20 years. That's going to seem like child's play compared to what will happen when tens of millions of people, or perhaps even a majority of people, start wearing glasses where every single conversation is recorded and noted and saved in a way that can be shared on social media or any place else. It is a brave new world.